Warning: this is the work of a 14-year-old. It may be wrong. If it is, please contact me on how I can fix it. Contacts are in the description. On to the video. With the problems of global warming starting to heat up, we'll need to ditch the fossil fuels before it's too late. But it's hard to ditch something that keeps almost half of our electronics powered. But what if there was a way to generate power like they did in sci-fi, most notably Star Trek, having almost infinite power and having almost zero effects on the environment? Most people would say infinite power without side effects. What a bunch of bull. But what if it was true, to an extent? That time crystals may be the answer to almost infinite energy since they move in perpetual motion. Then a physicist would say perpetual motion would violate the second law of thermodynamics, which states no matter nor energy would be able to move perpetually unless in a closed system. But then we would not be able to harness the energy. But according to my calculations, the time crystal would not be violating any laws of physics since it uses gravity to fluctuate the way it does. But people would say a gravitational pull that big would not be able to be that small of a volume, according to Newton's law of universal gravitation. But according to my calculation, for an object's gravitational acceleration, it would be able to work, but more on the warp core. Using time crystals like the lithium crystals in Star Trek, they would be able to guide and regulate the energy released in matter-antimatter annihilations by absorbing the energy, and using the energy to warp space-time, causing release of even more energy, and causing the time crystal to look like it perpetually moves, which would be able to explain how they got so much energy from anti- and normal deuterium annihilations in Star Trek. This does not violate the laws of physics. It's basically an inertial spin caused by the gravity. This would be useful in generating large amounts of energy with little to no space-time problems. I say this since the gravity created would have a negative energy density, causing space-time to warp upwards or expand, which should theoretically push normal matter away. This would not be very productive in the atmosphere of the Earth since it could rip planets apart. But it'd be useful in starships to move faster than light using warp. I'm also working on the theory of warp travel, but more on how the warp core works. Scientists have found that photons of lasers could cause the time crystal to fluctuate since the energy is used to warp spacetime upwards, then rest after the energy is let out. Why do you say this, you might ask? I say this since the energy released in matter-antimatter collisions is in the form of photons, which is the reason why time crystals work. Why would we use matter-antimatter collisions and not lasers? The lasers are more predictable, yes, but the antimatter normal matter collisions don't need to be cooled nor power regulated, and can release a lot more energy than a laser could put out over a longer period, and the matter could be stored a lot more efficiently than normal energy, since you can get more energy from the mass of the battery than the actual battery itself. But after all that's been said, if you made it this long into the video, I thank you. Every single part of this video has been scripted, since I can't talk like this off the top of my head. But if you enjoyed, please share it with your friends or anyone. Like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'm trying to help humanity get past global warming and start exploring outside of the solar system. In the description is my gaming channel and where I use Star Trek Online to explain how warp or any of my creations work. Also, my email and Instagram are in the description if you feel the need to contact me. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good day. Live long and prosper.